I wanted to talk about mouth rigs, specifically with Moho. This, of course, is the character I made for my Rigging with Moho course, and I thought it'd be useful to show you how I set up the mouth rig and how I would animate this character to a lip sync. It's really quite simple. There's basically 5 bones that control the entire mouth. We have a bone that does open and close. We have a bone that controls the smile and frown, the width of the mouth, and the tilt. And then the last one is the tongue. And going through these actions here, you can see that it's really just straightforward. This open-close bone rotates the mouth open. This one closes it. This action makes the character smile. And I push the limits of that just because it's needed at some points. And then this one makes the character frown. And then likewise, it continues with the width of the mouth and the width of the mouth. Now, this stuff is all very simple to animate, but you might think to yourself, it feels time consuming to animate 4 or 5 different objects to get one shape. There are some solutions to that, and I'm going to show it to you real quickly here. So if I was just to create a new bone right here, and then create another bone, another bone going up, and then right here in the middle, do one more bone. This is a very quick example. I'm going to try to get the points of these as close to the middle as possible. Cool. So what I'm going to do is this small bone here, I'm going to rename it, I'll call it vowels. Okay. And then this one here, I'll do O/P for open and close. And this one here, I will rename, I can't do width because that bone's already taken. So maybe I'll just name it wide. Very cool. So the next thing that I'm going to do is, with this bottom bone selected, go into bone constraints, and right here I'm going to create a target. And that target is going to be vowels. And I'm going to do the same thing for this open and close bone. Target vowels. So now, when I come forward on the timeline, when I move my bone here, these are going to move with it. And they're always trying to point to that vowel bone. The next thing that I can do is I'm going to grab my open and closed mouth option. So this one here that opens and closes the mouth, I'm going to make sure that it is connected to my new bone. So right here at angle control bones, I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to attach it to the open and closed bone that I just created, that brand new bone. And the next thing that you want to do, this will be set to 100. Go ahead and set it up to a much higher number. I'm doing mine at 250. And then with the width, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to attach it to the wide bone, and I'm going to set it to 250. And what that's doing is it's amplifying the movement so that all I have to do is make a minor little move with that new vowel bone, and it's going to adjust the original mouth shapes. So it's really cool, and now you can see the process here. So just by moving this one bone, I can now have a mouth that opens and closes, and then gets wider or more narrow. And it's a really powerful way to set it up. So I don't have to move it very far, and the mouth is going to be really, really interactive. And now with this set up, what I can do is create like a neutral smile so that I can animate the mouth. And depending on my character's mood, I can just adjust a smile up, and now he's happy when he talks, or a smile down, And maybe he's a little more sad when he talks. All right, so this is just an option. This is not the way that I set up my mouth rig to begin with when I did my original lip sync. But this is a very cool option. And I'm actually going to try it out with this technique. I haven't done it before, so it's like a live version trying to figure it out and see how it works. So with that said, what you would do is you would import your audio at this point, and it would drop into your timeline. Now, I have mine, and since I've set up my mouth rig to this new thing, it's no longer controlling the keyframes that were originally set on there. So I'm going to do just a small little portion here. So what I want to do is select this, and let's have a look. So these are controlling that. I'm going to delete the keyframes on the tilt. I'm going to delete all the keyframes actually. No keyframes for you. Cool. So this means that I am starting with a fresh slate. So we'll start here at the beginning. I remember when my character was smiling. There's probably a bit of a tilt on the mouth. And there we go. So now what I can do is make sure there's a keyframe there and a keyframe there. And as I move forward, right here, this is where I'm about to start animating my lip sync. And I realize I don't have audio coming out, but they're in my speakers, or my headphones. So let me do this. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll start off with the very first shape. And another way that we can learn how to do these different mouth shapes is there's the vowels, A, E, I, O, and U. But if you're not sure when to actually like open your mouth and close it, just because the character is saying something doesn't mean their mouth needs to be open all the time. Does that make sense? And a good way to understand if the mouth should be open or slightly closed, if you put your arm on something solid, like a desk or your knee, and you put your chin on it, whenever you're talking, if your head goes up, that means that you probably should be opening your mouth. Does that make sense? So a lot of what you say, your mouth doesn't really need to be open that much, okay? Because a lot of times when you animate, you over animate the mouth. I do it all the time, and it just doesn't look right. It looks like they're just talking like crazy. So the mouth does not need to open big all the time. Now, when the mouth does open, you want to make sure those shapes are very visible and very appealing to look at. So work on those shapes. So we'll play it through. Here we go. Do. So he's going to go do. So let's go ahead and get this mouth into a nice closed small shape. It's definitely not going to be smiling, so I'll do this. So I'm going to, before the words actually start hitting, I'm going to get it into that small closed do. And it's going to relax for like one little frame where it opens and relaxes. Because then he's got to go back into do you. Do you? You? Now it's going to go into an L, like do you. So the mouth will probably open wide, go something like that. Look, the tongue's already in the right spot. So it's going to open like, and it's going to close again because it's about to go into rigging. And right here, it's got to be nice and tight again. Maybe we can lower the smile. See if we can open it up a bit. Rig. So he's going to do an E shape. E. Rigging. And you see how my mouth didn't move after rigging? So it's a lot going on with your tongue. So let's do that E shape. Rig. It's going to be smiling here. So we'll up that curve to his mouth. Do you like rigging? We're showing a lot of top teeth. Okay, that's another thing to think about. Depending on the vowel that you're using, you're either going to be showing top teeth or no teeth or bottom teeth. So make sure you have them in the right shape. And it might close a little bit. Rig. All right. And I'll open here. Rigging. And then slowly it will close down a bit. Maybe not all the way. So let's just have a look.
Do you like rigging? Do you like rigging? Do you like rigging?
All right.
Do you like rigging? Do you like rigging?
Not too bad.
Do you like rigging? Do you like...
Let's look at this tongue. I don't think I deleted any of the keyframes, so it's still there. I'm going to hold it up here a little bit longer. All right, now what's he going to say? So he's going to go into wanna learn. So right around here, we'll put a keyframe because his mouth needs to already be in the shape that he's going to speak with before the audio hits. So right here, right before that waveform hits, he's got to be ready, already starting to talk. So he says, wanna learn. We're going to go into a nice, tight little pucker. Too big of a smile, so we'll just drop it down. So he says, wah. So let's open it up. Maybe we'll give him a little smile here. So that's maybe hitting a little too fast. So let's open that, and then we'll pull this out. One. So the teeth don't actually close, it's the tongue. One. The mouth is going to close, but the tongue is doing a lot of the work there. So we'll close it up a bit right here. This tongue needs to hit. One. So it's got to be up here. Maybe we'll close it. So right here, we're going to wanna learn. So those lips are gonna pucker up again. So we'll close everything up. Maybe not all the way. We'll take down the smile a bit. Let's pull his tongue down. All right. So it's kind of closing a little too quickly. So maybe what I'll do is pull this one over. And then he's going to say, how. So that mouth is going to open. Nice and wide. Tuck that tongue away. All right, we'll close it up a bit. Learn how to. So it'll close quite a bit here. So we'll close it up. How to. All right, let's see. Now we're actually right here. So let's see if we can get it into an M. So we're going to close the mouth all the way. May. All right, then we'll just smile. Close the smile because we're on M a little bit. May. So it's going to close. Close that down a bit. All right, so make, it's going to open a bit right here. Not much. Make care. So it's, let's see, maybe we're going to purse the lips a little bit. Lower that. Make a care. Open it wide. Care. Character. Make a care. I might get rid of this one right here. That's a little too. Correct. All right, so there's a lot happening in this one little word, character. It goes very quickly, and the way I say it is kind of mumbly. Character. So I'm gonna pull these in a bit. Character. All right, so maybe it'll start to pucker up a little bit here. Now we're going to be into the L's. So he's got to open his mouth. There we go. Look at that tongue. Like. All right, now we're going to close it into an M. Close it up. And then he's going to do a big smile. Me. Me. Smile it up. Let's close the smile here. And then we'll keep this smile getting a little bigger. And maybe we'll close it just a little bit here. All right, and as his head turns, I want the tilt of his mouth to turn as well. So I'm going to key the tilt, and then we'll tilt it in this direction.
Like me?
All right, let's see how we did.
Do you like rigging? Want to learn how to make a character like me? Do you like rigging? Want to learn how to make a character like me?
Not bad. It could use a little cleanup, and that's probably exactly what should happen. But all in all, not a bad start, and a pretty cool technique on learning how to do these different mouth shapes and get that lip sync into order. And from here, what I would do is just continue on my journey, finding the waveform in here, and then just listening to what is being said, and in my mind, envisioning what that mouth shape is going to look like. So we've got a few techniques on, when to open the mouth and keep it closed. And then also when the teeth are shown and when they're not shown. But don't forget about that tongue. The tongue is very important because it actually tells you visually what the syllables are being spoken. I'm just trying to sound smarter than I am. Use the tongue. Anyway, I hope this was helpful, and like always, thanks for watching. And if you want to learn how to make this character, you can go to my website or the link below, and you can find out more information there. Thanks for watching.